is that when I have done my lives in the past, I've set them up prior to doing them. And even though I set it up as horizontal, it's coming out, it's forcing me to go vertical. So I scrapped the first one. It just took me a couple minutes just to figure out this isn't going to work. So hopefully this works. Welcome. I am Julie, and I am a long time picker, thrifter, buyer, seller of vintage, antiques, uniques, secondhand, and pre loved items. I had a booth at an antique mall for 17 years, and I left that booth um, after 17 years of booth life last April. And I ended up with a lot of inventory. At the time, I had five, yes, five inventory garages. And I hustled all last summer and had my own quote unquote garage sales. And I whittled down to four. And then let's see, I did some more selling and I whittled down to now I just have two. Now, uh, one of them, I will admit, was in Texas because that's where my husband and I winter. But the two storage garages that I have are now just in Maine. Storage garage one, which is where we're at right now, and storage garage number two. And I guess I started this, actually, I started my YouTube channel, if you want a little back history, when I did get ditch my booth. I I don't know. I wanted to do a new challenge. Booth life had been a challenge for quite a few years. And at the end, it's not that it was easy peasy, but it was just when I left booth life, I felt like I needed something more. Now, if I haven't mentioned already, I do sell my wares on eBay. Pretty much exclusively. I do sell the big stuff like furniture on Facebook Marketplace, and I have been very successful with that. And I encourage anyone who looks to sell either big or small things, but to make it worth your while, it is wise to have something of substance or some value so that you're not wasting your time on Facebook Marketplace. But yes, I've had lots of luck with selling my furniture on Facebook Marketplace, which is really why I was able to whittle down to just two storage garages in like a year. Um, let's see. So, what we're going to do today, what I'd like to do today, and I'm watching in the chat to see if anybody comes on board. Um, I'm just double checking here. I had gotten onto my first live, so I've actually got to get into my other live. But if you bear with me a moment, I'm going to go into, I think, my studio. Bear with me. But what we're going to do today is I have some, I guess I've got a small haul of some great vintage nautical items, and I'm going to share them with you. Um, and they're going to be, I'll show them to you. I'll talk about them. I'll even probably brag about them. And then after this, they do go into my car, take home. I take them home, get them cleaned up, get them photographed, and they get put into my eBay store. So that'll be the plan. So I just want to see if this is going to come up. So I have a chat with you guys. If you are in the chat already, I would love it if you went ahead and put in maybe in the chat where you're hailing from. And if you're okay with me using your YouTube name, that's great. If you want to put in your first name or whatever you would like to be called by, that would be good too. So am having just a little trouble here getting into my dashboard, but I'm still new with this live stuff and it kind of confuses me. So I think I need more practice with my lives. What do you think? Anyway, I started to say that I'm going to show you my haul of some great vintage nautical items. And then I'd like to take you on an updated tour or a walkabout of my garage number one. I have done some cleaning. I've sold some things. I'm making more room. I still have a lot of stuff. Remember, I think I was also telling you that my plan to whittle down to, if you've been watching my channel, is to whittle down to just one storage garage. But realistically, that is definitely a 2-year plan because both of these storage garages that I have are full. Yes, they are very full, but they're manageable. They really are. And I'm enjoying the time that I spend with you on Tuesdays and Fridays. Welcome back if you are a subscriber, and welcome to my channel if you are new. If you like my content, if you love vintage, if you like to be inspired by vintage, or if you like my dry sense of humor, then come on aboard. I welcome you and I really appreciate the support. Give me a thumbs up when you can. And I love it when I get some comments. I guess I'm always interested in what others are looking for when they're out shopping or picking. What are you looking for? And when I take you on the walkabout, if I spy something that you love or that you'd like to hear more about or see, I'll bring that out at one of my next videos. So that would be great. So, what do you say? You want to start with my fun finds? Well, I have here somebody, I did not make this. This is a plate that somebody applied on the back, a nautical scene. Oh, yeah. If I didn't mention already, one of my themes today is lighthouses. So that is really nice. And again, that's, I don't know if you can see the texture on the back, but the front is glass with a very nice lighthouse design. I don't know who made this. I actually got this at a Goodwill, and that will be going into my eBay store. So I guess you could say it's hobbyist art. Oh, you know what? I got to pour myself my cup of coffee. If you watch any of my episodes, I love my coffee. So I'm going to pour that cup of coffee into one of my cups. I actually have this cup listed in my eBay store right now. There's 4 of them, a set of 4. I do not know who the maker is, but I love its design. It's like it's a combination. It's got a little boopy going on here, some hobnail, and to me that looks like a sunflower. Again, I don't know who the maker is. I wish I did. And I just recently changed that listing in my eBay to include not only punch, but tea and coffee. I think I was limiting myself when I just put that they were punch cups because they're sort of larger than your usual punch cup. And really, if they don't sell, I'm going to enjoy having coffee out of them. Or you could have tea or punch. I showed you that plate. See, I'm going to put this aside because I want to show you this is another lighthouse themed item. It is needle, I guess, needlecraft under glass on a tray. The tray has handles on both sides, one on both sides. And this is just spectacular. Now, what I don't know is if somebody actually made this needlecraft and put it under glass, put it on a tray. The back has a felt backing, and it's just unique. I've searched everywhere just in case it was something that was mass produced. I don't believe it is because I have been looking for a while to see if something like this is out there, and it isn't. So, a lighthouse tray. It really, really is beautiful. I wish I could do needlecraft myself. My grandmother, when I was younger, wanted to do that with me, and I just couldn't sit still. And now I regret that because I would have loved to have learned how to do some of that needlepoint. I suppose I could learn at any age, but all right. Oh, I want to stop for a second. I have some a lighthouse trivia. And of course, if you don't know, I'm in Maine. So, hint with some of the guesses, um, but Maine and lighthouses. You tell me how many lighthouses are still standing and active here in Maine. I'll give you a minute to think about it. 65. Yes, 65. There are some that are privately owned, but I'm not including that. Including those, I think, including the ones that are privately owned, I think they're about 68. Okay, here I have a just a unusually colored conch shell, and it just is marvelous. It's like a mix of colors, blue, green, shades of blue, shades of blue with green. And the back has a number on it. I, I do not know who the maker is, but with that number on the back, I'm guessing made in USA. But this is just another unique item. And I really do look, besides nautical, the things that I usually pick up that are nautical, I do like. I love them most when they are unique. So keep that in mind. All right, let's stay with the theme of lighthouse again. I have, and it looks, I don't know if this was mass produced or somebody actually made this, but this is like a, a small birdhouse. Now, he doesn't have a bottom. So I suppose if you wanted him as a birdhouse, you would have to put a bottom, or else, the elevator would go all the way down to the bottom floor. And it has a bit of a stone on the top. I guess that's supposed to be the light. There is some wear to it. And there's a little chip here on this. But I'll show you the front, give you the turnaround. That's the back. That's the other side. So it is kind of neat. You know, if I can get a piece of wood on it before I list it in my eBay store, I will. And oh, by the way, my eBay store is Attic Treasures Flea Market. I think I forgot to mention that. So that's a nice one, man. Let's see. I want to give you another trivia question. Let's say, well, no, I won't give you a trivia. What I'll do is I'm here in the area of Deer Isle, Maine. It actually is an island, and the lighthouse that's closest to me is the one that's in Bass Harbor. Uh, That's part of Acadia National Park, and I do know that there are a lot of vacationers and a lot of visitors that come up every year to visit Acadia National Park. So I encourage you, if you're up this way, go to Bass Harbor, the Bass Harbor Lighthouse. Let's see a book. This is a children's book written by Ruth Gortner Grierson, and the photographs are by Richard Johnson. The title is A is for Acadia, and it's made by Island Port or put out by Island Port Press. And what it is, it's Mount Desert Island from A to Z, a fun and informative alphabetical tour of Mount Desert Island from Acadia to Lighthouse to Zoophyte. I'll show you that. And you've got the seals on the front. Now there is writing on there. Happy first birthday for somebody named Larkin. But otherwise, all the other pages are clean. And it gives you a little history before it begins the A. A is for Acadia. B is for beaver. C is for coyote. What else? D is a white-tailed deer. E for eagle. F for frog. I was pushing it. There's frogs everywhere. G is for glacial. H is for harbor seal. There's Indian pipe. I guess that's a flower. Jordan Pond and kayaking. L is for lighthouse. M is for moth. N is for nuthatch. O is for owl. So, where are we here? P, painted lady. Queen Anne's lace. That's one of I have lots of that in my garden. That's really pretty. R is for road. S is for snowshoe hare. T is for turtle. U is for urchin. Oh, I'm probably boring you by now. V is for vista. W for wharf. And X for xanthoria. I don't even know what that is. A xanthoria is a colorful orange and sometimes yellow lichen that is found all over Mount Desert Island from the top of the mountains to the seashore. And they show a picture of that. Y is for yellow cow lily. And let's see, Z for zoophyte. I don't know what that is either. Zoophyte looks like a plant, but it's an invertebrate, which means it's an animal that doesn't have a backbone. And there's a picture of it. So, anyway, that's a nice book for children. I guess for adults too. I seem to like it. Okay, I have another wonderful piece here. This is heavy, cast iron, and the marking on it is copyright 1989, John Wright Company. I will show you this. And it's a two-sided cast iron sea life mold. And let's see. It's got a whale, jellyfish, octopus, shark, dolphin, and anemone. I'll show you that again. And then on the other side, it's got a lobster. And some of you might be sick and tired of hearing me talk about lobsters. My last few episodes, I've had a lot of lobster collectibles or lobster things. So, lobster, seahorse, there's a manta ray, a starfish, a turtle, and a crab. I'll hold it on the sides here so you can best see it. Nice, nice, heavy. So I have had this in my personal collection for quite a while, and I think I'm going to give it up and put it in my eBay store. Let's see. Mm, mm. I think this is my last piece. This is a embossed or a pressed glass lobster plate, lobster platter. The impression is on the back. The front is smooth. It's got a wonderful lobster on that. Mmm, making me hungry. I do not know who the maker is on this. I don't think I think I looked already. It's got some irregular edges. It's in excellent condition. No cracks, no chips, no stains. And I'll look this up to see if there's a maker, but don't know. Don't know who the maker is. Let's see. I did want to ask you a couple more trivia questions for Maine lighthouses. What is the most visited lighthouse in the United States, which happens to also be the most photographed? I'll give you a minute. And it's Cape Elizabeth, Maine. It's in Cape Elizabeth, Maine. It's called the Portland Lighthouse. Um, I went there years ago, so it's been quite a while. And then one last bit of trivia that I did not even know, and I have to use my cheat sheet for this. Which lighthouse was in the movie Forrest Gump? I didn't, and I even saw that movie. The Marshall Point Lighthouse. It's in Port Clyde. So, I guess we're always learning. I guess you could say we're always learning. That's something I learned. So, I'll pick up my camera and take a walk with you. And if you have seen previous videos, things I changed is that I can actually walk around the back now. So it's like U-shaped. It's a tight squeeze, but no way a month ago could have done that. So let's do that now. And I'm not so versed in holding a camera away from me, but we're going to try this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to back out and then come back in. And we'll start with the top shelf. And I may, along the way, pick an item to show you, but I think I'll probably put a little music to this just to cut out the unfortunate road noise. Lots of glasses. 4th of July is coming up. I've got my flags out, at least here in my storage. A lot of clear glass. A lot. And I'm kind of hoping It's a kind of a love hate relationship. Some people love it, some people don't. I love clear glass. And I don't know if I just heard it because I wanted to hear it or whether it's really true, but I think I did hear that clear glass might be coming back. That would be good for me. This is on my floor over here. Plate sets down below. And on Tuesday, I'll give you a hint of what I'll be bringing to my Tuesday show. These are Arco Rock glass. It's a set, it's a server plate, dinner plate, dessert plate, side plate, bowl. So these are boxes I've I gotta get into. I have not. I've been going through a lot of things in this storage, but the boxes, not yet. So that'll be next. I have an old record player. I need to get a needle, a stylus for it. And the mirrors that you see here are going to be going up on my Facebook Marketplace. I'll bring you around to the other side. Start up high. All my wood stuff, planters or magazine racks. I really need to make a dent in some of that stuff. Oh, I don't know if it's a clean out, a purge, or whether I just need to take a good look at them. Vases. I've got quite a selection of vases, both big and small. Some ceramics. Seems as though the other side of the garage is a lot neater or less congested than this. What do you think? And of course, it's in the early evening or late afternoon, so I don't know. The lighting is probably not fantastic. Lots of candle items here. I've got some nice candlesticks, but you wouldn't be able to see them the way they're stacked. Lots of jars. And the bottom row tends to be my throw pile, over here at least. And then wood items. Got a whole bunch of really nice old wooden bowls. I'll be bringing them to one of my episodes soon. So that would be it. We're stacked up pretty high here. Some old studio pottery I just haven't put away. More mirrors. And what I'd like to show you is my collection of sea glass. This, this container actually, just one of many that I have, is actually from my childhood, or in my, you know, late, I don't know, it was 8 or 9 or 10, right into my teens. My mom and I would go down to Sylvester's Cove Beach in Deer Isle. We would be searching for sea glass. You know, I kept this separate because this was my childhood sea glass collection. So, I don't know. Is that weird or I don't know. I just had to keep that one separate. And then my terracotta pots. I have had some private sales here in my garage, which is the purpose of the business cards. And in the very back, I wanted to show you real quickly because that's my little space. I'm not a very big person, thank goodness. So I can squeeze in there. I've got some wreaths and such. So I'm going to bring you back and put you back on the holder. Give me a moment to readjust. There we go. There we go. Let's see. Well, let's see. I showed you my nautical treasures. I gave you an updated tour of this garage, garage number one, and then just a couple of the things that I wanted to chat about. Um, on Tuesdays, I'm usually in my garage number two, but this Tuesday is going to be a different one. Because I do need to practice on these lives, I have a she shed at home, and I'm going to do my next episode in my she shed. And in that shed, besides, tools, garden stuff, because I love to garden, is my collection and the inventory of weathered nautical rope and Maine washed ashore buoys, both of which I do sell on eBay. And then I've got two very special items that aren't usually kept in that she shed, and that will be the Arco Rock black glass dishes and a unique and I believe one of a kind floor lamp. Nautical, of course. I am sticking with the nautical theme, at least for one more episode. So I appreciate your time and you watching me. I hope you enjoyed this episode. And I, again, will be doing my next episode Tuesday live on purpose because I really do need to master this live um, stuff. Because so far, each time I've gone live, there's been some kind of a snafu. And I apologize up front, but because I started a live and then ended it and then went back into a new live. It I couldn't bring it up on it didn't seem to want to bring up on my iPad. So I unfortunately was not able to contribute with the chats. I hope you did, and I will go in later to look at them. In the meantime, this is Friday, so have a great weekend, and I'll see you again, hopefully, on Tuesday and in my she shed. Thank you.